The Curse of Mauna Loa is a Hawaiian story. Once upon a time, it was believed that the summit of Mauna Loa, a large volcano in Hawaii, was inhabited by gods. The volcano was called the Mountain of the Gods, and the villagers respected it and avoided approaching it. This is because it was said that the mountains contained powerful powers, and that if they angered that power, they would be cursed terrifyingly. One day, the young Kaneo was the most adventurous man in the village, but he always dreamed of looking for new places and climbing mountains. One night, the village elders told him, "You must never go near Mauna Loa, despite being warned that, if you incur the wrath of the gods, your village will perish." Kaneo ignored the warning and decided to aim for the summit. His heart burned with a passion for adventure, and the thought of being able to climb mountains and interact with the gods never left his mind. Kaneo quietly left the house at night when the villagers were asleep and headed for Mauna Loa. After several days of walking on a rugged road, Kaneo finally reached the top of the mountain. There he found a shrine to the ancient gods and was overwhelmed by the magnificent scenery that opened up before him. But at that moment, the sky darkened and a fierce wind began to blow. Kaneo noticed the disturbing atmosphere, but he put his hands on the shrine to show his respect to the gods. Then, suddenly, there was a roar of thunder, and the land of Mauna Loa trembled. The voices of the gods descended from the sky, saying, "Why did you ignore our warnings?" he said angrily. Kaneo replied tremblingly, "I just wanted to know the truth of this land." Then the voices of the gods softened a little and said, "We curse you to answer your curiosity. I was told, as a reward for your trampling on mountains and violating our sacred land, your soul will be bound to this volcano. You can never leave this mountain again, and if the mountain becomes angry, you will also be wrathed by it." Kaneo accepted the curse and began to descend the mountain with fear and regret. However, on the way down the mountain, his feet collapsed, and suddenly, the eruption of Mauna Loa began. The volcano raged, lava covered the mountain. Kaneo desperately tried to escape, but the power of the volcano was so powerful that he was drawn to it and was sucked back into the mountain. Since then, rumors have spread in the village that the Mauna Loa volcano has erupted violently from time to time, and that Kaneo's soul is tied to the mountain, causing the volcano's wrath. The villagers reaffirmed that they should never trample on the mountain and continue to adhere to that lesson for a long time. Even today, Mauna Loa is revered as a sacred mountain, and no one incurs its wrath. The story of Kaneo's curse has been passed down as a village legend, teaching young people to be cautious even in their adventures. And it is said that on the quiet nights of the volcano, you can occasionally hear the voice of Kaneo in the distance. It is said that when the mountain is calm, it resonates with the wind as a sign of his repentance. End.